All right, so according to this, the broadcast is live. So I'll just introduce myself again. I'm Robert, and I'm in Southern California. I'm at a private school. Why don't we go around and have everyone introduce themselves?
Okay.
We'll start
Hello.
with Daniel. Go ahead and
Shall I
introduce
start?
yourselves.
Okay.
Sure.
Hello. Greetings from Argentina. I'm a teacher of English as a foreign language here. I am from Argentina and I teach adults, and I've recently been introduced to HaikuDeck, and I see that there are lots of possibilities for the classroom use of this tool. So that's why I'm here. That's it.
Next. Who's
Hi,
next?
I'm Danielle. I'm here from New York, Long Island. Lots of snow outside today. I'm a middle school administrator, assistant principal, data coordinator for the district. Looking forward to what everybody has to say.
Hi, I'm Susan Spellman-Ken, and I'm a high school counselor in Calgary, and I absolutely love HaikuDeck. So I'm interested to see how teachers are using it in their classrooms.
Okay.
And I think Christina.
Christina.
Who else do we have?
Looks like we lost Kath. She's coming in again, Kathleen.
Catherine. There are two Catherines.
I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on here. I'm having a hard time. That it keeps clicking out and clicking back in. So.
No worries. Where are you from?
Me? I'm from Southern California.
Oh, okay.
I'm actually at school right now. My classroom. There it is. The lights.
It's because you're at school. That's why Google Hangout doesn't want to work.
Well, it was going to be bad at home because we have so many people on our bandwidth. So right now there's nobody here at school except me and a few other people. So.
Awesome. And Christina, are you there now?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yes.
I had this all set up, and it's like, why can't I get in? So I still can't see anything, but at least I can hear you.
And where are you from?
I'm from Minnesota, just outside Twin Cities.
Gotcha.
I teach 8th grade English, and I think it's beginning to start working. Yay!
Awesome.
Well, we
so, HaikuDeck. Who has used HaikuDeck?
Not me. I've heard great things about it. That's why I'm here.
Susan, you've used it?
Yeah, I use it a lot. I've made tons and tons.
I love HaikuDeck. It's pretty amazing. So, Danielle, have you used it before?
No, actually, I had to look it up. When I signed up, I wasn't even sure what exactly it was. So I was so impressed to see what other people were doing with it just from their website.
Cool.
Danielle, have you got any links that you can share with people's work that you find particularly interesting, or examples of uses in the classroom that we can use and copy eventually?
I haven't actually used it yet. I just went on the HaikuDeck. I just, went on their website and looked at some examples that they have. It looks like there's a lot of public examples available to check out.
Okay.
I can send you lots of examples. Probably after, I'll pay attention to your names, and I'll send you lots of links. Thank you. I have them collated in Pinterest, and I have them collated in Live Binders. So I'll send you some links.
Thank you.
Good.
Okay, because what concerns me most is these issues of personal security for children, for instance, or for adults who want to use it. That is, what should we bear in mind as regards that?
I don't know. I don't think I haven't had any issues with like the security issues. when you post the student work, just make sure you don't put, like if you post it to their website, make sure you don't put their last names, or any identifying factors that would lead them to, lead it to you. But I just have my kids use their first name and not even use their last initials when they do it. But as far as like safety, HaikuDeck just went, I haven't had really any issues, and they just went, I believe they're live with HaikuDeck Web.
Yes.
Which is amazing, because trying to get HaikuDecks done with 5 iPads in the classroom is not, was not easy. So now that it's a web-based thing, it's amazing.
Okay.
I just sent up one link.
Yeah, I've only done.
Thank you, Sus.
Oh.
So, Susan, what subject matters have you used HaikuDeck in?
So, because I'm a school counselor, really, I use mine for. I use them in the counseling session, but I also use it for sharing positive thoughts or ideas. I'm responsible for the Twitter account at our school, so I send out information. So if I wanted to send something out on scholarships, if I want to send out something on digital citizenship, if I want to send something out on whatever topic, I send them to the kids using HaikuDecks. In Remind 101, you can send them through a link. Yeah, many ways. So I just try to find as many ways as I can to share that information with kids.
Susan, what you just sent out, did you send it to all of us?
Yeah, I put it in the group chat, so if you look in the chat window.
Okay, there it is. All right, cool. I want to check it out.
But I'll send you some more here in a minute.
Okay.
When I can find them.
Okay, so Danielle, you guys are not familiar with it, or you are familiar with it?
No, I mean, I looked at it and I saw some potential, but I'm just so I'm so impressed with what I hear is happening. It's a totally different way that I considered it being used. I'm hearing that Susan is using it for announcements and for sending out information. I'd love to hear how it's being used in the classroom.
So some of the ways that I've actually used it. So instead of giving my kids tests, what I've had them do is, an example would be, I teach evolution for 7th grade. I do 6th and 8th grade. So for biology for 7th graders, I do evolution, and what we do is we go through and we've taken the chapters from their textbook. And the nice thing about HaikuDeck is it's a way to present information, but it's very limiting on, like, there's not a lot of words. So, like, the kids have to be succinct and exact with what they're trying to do. So, we take Darwinism and then we walk through the different steps of evolution. Let me find the link, and I'll post the link on the chat of my students' work, of how I've actually used it with my kids.
So HaikuDeck is both an app on iPads, and it can be done. It's web-based as well now, right?
Correct. Yeah. So it was just iPad for the longest time, and it's web-based now.
Okay.
So
I don't use the iPad version because I don't have iPads, but I've used the other one.
And that's the awesome thing. They just did that, like, in December, I believe.
Is there any limit to the number of accounts that you can have at one time going, like in a classroom? Have you found any problems with that? Do kids have to sign up or create them with emails?
My kids created them with their, so I think they need an email. But what you can do there is you could use Google aliases to where they're all tied to you. So in your Google account, you can create an alias, and then they're tied to you, so that when the kids sign up, you do student 1, student 2, student 3, whatever.
Right.
And I think they had to have an email, but we're a Google Apps school, so all our kids have email.
Right, we do too. I was just curious what's the what the sign up involves.
So the sign up thing is basically for saving it to be able to embed, and you can make it public. You can make it private. You can, I mean, there's different things that you can do.
Okay.
You know, so you don't necessarily have to worry about some strangers seeing it if it's marked private.
Right.
And
I mean, if their names aren't on it and there's no really identifying information, I don't think that's a problem.
yeah.
So when you collect it as a test, how do you have them send it to you? Do you on their Google, in a Google form or something like that?
So there's an embed code. So there's a variety of ways you can do it. You can send. They can actually send there's a link that's tied to it, and they can actually send that. Or there's a there's an embed code, and then I take and embed that on my school website for the parents to see.
That's very cool.
So for my classroom website, it's just an alternative form of testing for me. I don't necessarily like, you know, it's not a. It's just an alternative test. The link I just put in there, I think, is to my students' work.
Okay. Sure. And I think anytime you're collecting stuff from kids, you can just create a simple Google form and they can throw those links on there for you.
Yeah, I learned that just recently.
Right. This way they all have access, especially if they all have emails and they can all get access to that form anyway.
Yeah.
And my kids, we use Schoology. So what I'll do is I'll create an assignment within Schoology, and then the kids post it in there. Did those pop up, by the way?
Yeah.
Yep, they're all there.
Yep,
Yes.
So that's just an example. Like, so each slide represents a heading of the particular chapter that we did. So you know, so they went through. And you'll notice the nice thing is there's not a lot of words, and so it forces the kids to take and be more succinct with what they're doing and like more intentional with what they want to say. So that's just one example of what how I've actually used it.
Do you have a rubric that you use for something like that?
You know, I didn't on that one. We did a lot of it in class. So, you know, in fact, it was pretty much all in class. It wasn't homework. So, you know, I really didn't have a rubric on that one. It was kind of like I went through them, looked at them, and because I pretty much walked them through that particular one, I didn't do anything with that.
Okay.
Have you ever done this as an inter-classroom project? Have you ever found a class and exchanged, for example, anything like that? Because I'm thinking about the global classroom projects. That's a group of people I hang out with, and there are many projects that require, for instance, sharing simple things such as pictures of their own cities or their daily routine. Have anybody of you tried doing that?
I haven't tried doing it, but I know that it's quite possible. So, for example, I sent a message to a classroom in Australia because I'm hooked up with a lady there called Tina, and so I sent her a HaikuDeck for her kids, and so she shared that with them. So it's a fabulous way to 30 seconds later reach a classroom across the world, which I think is very neat.
Really cool.
Yeah, the possibilities are endless, so I would go for it. It really is. It's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Because of this thing of a picture speaks 1,000 words or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
And the children are curious. They want to see rather than being told how we are different and yet so similar among each other.
Yeah, it's got so much potential, and so I'd like to see how other educators are using it, because I think more and more are going to. It's beautifully visual, easy to tell a story. I think you can use it at all grade levels, so every single grade level you could use it at. So I'd love to hear how people are really trying to do that and sharing them. If you share them with HaikuDeck, they will send you back a tweet pretty quick.
Yeah. They'll send you their high fives. HAI5.
Well, that's funny.
So here we're talking about Twitter and HaikuDeck at the same time. Do you all use Twitter also as on a regular basis in the classroom?
Do I use it on a regular basis? I would say it's pretty regular. I mean, I do 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. You know, so it's just one of the options that I have. I've done it probably in the first trimester. I want to say we've done it like 5 or 6 different times. You know, but it's one of those things. You know, it's just another tool. I mean, there's a lot of different tools out there to do kind of the same thing. So it's just something that's different for the kids, and that's why I try to do it. I liked what you were saying about the global project, though. I mean, that's pretty.
Yeah.
That you know, when you have a school that wants to do something, and you can't do the time zone thing, you know, it just doesn't work out. That's a pretty amazing thing.
Exactly. Okay.
You know, I've seen math teachers use, you know, basically the for geometry and the different rules. You know, for I forget what they're called off the top of my head, but they have to explain the different. You know what I mean, though. They have to, you know, they have to explain the different rules when they're trying to proofs and stuff like that.
Right.
You know, to memorize the rules, and then also like the formulas and stuff like that. I've seen teachers have, you know, use them in that aspect as well. The software itself on the iPad is pretty simple, so I think younger grades this would be fine with younger grades. You know, doing it on the web, and if you have to sign up, you know, for an account and stuff like that, that may be a little bit more of an issue, I believe. But as far as the upper grades and high schoolers, I think that they would be fine with it.
I had a teacher tweet me. Sorry, I had a teacher tweet me this week that she used hers to display for her parents how the kids progressed during the year. And so for parent-teacher interviews, she used them. And I thought that was phenomenal. I thought that was really a neat way to try to use it.
Yeah. And it gets the parents to see what's going on in your classrooms, too.
Exactly.
And the kids like it because they actually have something in their hand. You know, I'm in a one-to-one school with laptops, so I mean it's not that, you know. So my kids have the technology, but not everybody does.
Nope.
And I'll tell you how I got around that. Last year I didn't have the technology. How I got around that was, you'll notice on that link that I sent you, there's 3 kids per HaikuDeck. So I think I had like 20 kids last year, and basically just grouped them up. And I said to the kids, who has iPads? And they were like, you know, I had 6 or 7 people bring iPads. I have one. Our 8th grade teacher has one. So I just asked him, you know, so I started with 2, and then just said, who has them? And I put something on my website saying, hey, you know, if you have an iPad at home, bring it. That way the parents knew that it was actually something I was going to use for school. It wasn't going to be something that they were just going to goof off with. And then they were able to, and then that's how I was able to do it. So it is possible. I was just telling our 1st grade teacher the other day that, and our other teachers, I mean, that's how you get around something like that. You can't use the excuse, I don't have an iPad, because a lot of the kids actually do. So, but now that it's web-based.
Do you know if HaikuDeck also can be on the iPhone or on the smartphones? Because kids, a lot of my students have that, and we've been using that, the smartphones a lot as a BYOD.
Yeah, I was unable to get it to work on my smartphone.
Not yet. It's coming.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's coming.
And it's coming to Android, I believe. It's not there yet, but it's coming to Android.
Okay.
But I was, you know, like I tried to download it on my iPhone, and I was unable to get it on the iPhone.
Okay. Well, I have 4 classroom desktop computers plus my laptop plus the, you know, I think we probably can manage. It would be nice to have more individual activities instead, or paired activities.
So, you know, before they did the, so this year, one of them that I did before, because they didn't start the web-based until December.
Right.
So before that, I had them do what I called 19th century haiku decks. And no, I'm serious.
Right.
So basically I said, okay, and I told them what slides they were going to have, and then they had to figure out the information that was going to be on each slide. They didn't have to do the pictures, but I said if you have 19 slides, you need 19 pieces of paper. And I showed them. They knew the way it was kind of laid out. They knew the options of the layouts because I had it up on the screen, and we just stapled across the top, 4 or 5 staples across the top, and we made a 19th century haiku deck. I mean, if you don't have the iPad, and that was before they realized they did the web base.
Once you do that, you could take a picture of that, right, and put it in the haiku deck.
Absolutely.
Make it a real one.
Absolutely. Now I didn't really make them do the pictures and the drawings as well. But at least that way they had what they wanted to say down before they did the actual haiku deck on the thing. And that may be a good thing to do anyways when you're trying to do this in your classroom.
Yeah.
The prep work of don't just say here's your iPad, go do it, or here's the web, do it. Actually having them kind of write out what they're going to put in there first would probably be a good idea.
Although it's so easy that you can, it inspires ideas, right? So you get the word, and whatever word you're using, you get the graphic, and it's a Creative Commons license, so it's great, right? They can find the pictures pretty quick.
It's automatic like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Cool.
Oh, yeah. I've seen teachers, so with spelling words, teachers have used it to take, and if each kid has a spelling word, and then they create one for the classroom. That's how you can do it with four computers in a classroom. You create one haiku deck that's the class. Each kid is responsible for a slide of the haiku deck. And then they come up, they do the slide, then the next person comes up. I'm not sure what grade you choose.
Oh, that's a great idea.
But that's something that you can take and do there. Or if you have 4 computers, set up 4 different sets. You can do the same thing with words for in the upper grades when they're having to memorize words for some of the big tests that they have to do. ACT, SATs, stuff like that. You could do some there.
Yeah, there's many ways to do it. I'm thinking we're supposed to be out looking for our next session, are we?
Yep. I think it's 12:10.
Yeah,
sorry, I haven't participated much.
Yeah, so I didn't put I did not put my Twitter handle on there, but I think some of you guys found it. But if you have,
I just added you.
rhachi06. I just put it in the thing. But if you have questions, you can definitely and there's tons of people. Go to the HaikuDeck website and you'll see what other people have done, and it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing what you can do and what you can't do.
Robert, did you present at QR codes at I think it was Q or a CSTA this last time?
I presented at Fall Q. And I'm gonna be presenting at the regular Q, but I haven't done anything with QR codes.
Oh, okay. I'm confused then. We had a guy who looks a lot like you, and I don't know. Anyway. Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end this broadcast to be able to do to go to the next one.
Okay.
So it was nice talking with you all.
It was nice talking with you.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, the same. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, Maria. Nice meeting you.
Bye.
Please share if you do them.